Today I'm going to talk about how to crochet right side out versus inside out. This is a tricky concept because a lot of us are self-taught and nobody has ever sat down and showed you which side is the right side of crochet work and which side is the wrong side, and it's a little bit arbitrary. If you really like the way that the fabric looks from the inside of the crochet work, that's just fine. If you really like the way that the fabric looks from the right side or outside of the crochet work, that's just fine. The only time it really matters that you crochet with the right side out is when you are following a designer's pattern and it matters in the pattern. If you are making just a very simple object like balls, it doesn't really matter. But if you are crocheting, say, one of the Crafty Intentions pixies or the Moon Sprite, where you are connecting little joints or little pieces into your crochet work, then it really matters that you crochet right side out so that the pattern goes smoothly for you. If you do not, you're in for some confusion and some frustration, and I'd like to spare you that. So crocheting inside out versus right side out. Right side out means that the yarn tail will always be on the inside of your work. You will never need to weave in this starting yarn tail. So when I start with a magic circle, I'm going to start with single crocheting 6 into a magic circle, and I'm going to work up a couple rows so that you can see what I mean. That's 6. And then I'm going to tighten the circle and slip stitch chain 1. I have another video on the slip stitch chain 1 join that I use in my patterns. Please check that out if you have any confusion with that. So the right side of my work is this side. The inside wrong side of my work is the side that the tail is popping out of. To crochet right side out, I will be inserting my hook through the right side outside of my work to the inside wrong side of my work, yarning over and completing stitches that way. So I'm going to do a row of increases around to show you what that looks like, working outside to inside and creating an entire row. All of your work should be this way, unless I do something crazy like telling you to chain 1 turn in the middle of your amigurumi, and I'm sorry for doing that to you. It's just what creates the beautiful shapes best. So this is the outside, the right side of the work. This is the inside, the wrong side of the work. Again, the yarn tail is on the inside, hidden. You don't need to weave this in. That'll be taken care of because it'll be on the inside of your amigurumi. And the outside has these V shapes to the stitches. You can see a little V there. I will show you that more closely later. These are more little tables with these horizontal lines that go around your rows. I'll do another row to continue to demonstrate. Again, I'm inserting my hook from the outside to the inside. I'm moving in a counterclockwise motion, looking at the bottom of the outside of the work. If I look from the top down, I'm moving in a clockwise motion. And again, this tutorial is for right-handed crocheters. If you are a left-handed crocheter, there is still a right side and a wrong side to your amigurumi, but my video would be more productive for you if it were mirrored. Again, this is only for right-handed crocheters. These very specific instructions to be able to identify the right side versus the wrong side of your work. One of the things that can be confusing about amigurumi and creating an inside versus an outside or a wrong side versus a right side to your crochet work is that the work wants to curve. And if it wants to curve this way, you might be tempted to continue to work with this as the outside of your work. But that would be wrong, because this fabric is the inside or the wrong side of your crochet work. Again, can you see these little horizontal lines? Those should be on the inside of your work. So if your work starts to curve this way, it's very simple to fix it. You just flip it inside out, push that yarn tail into the middle of your work. Sometimes I like to loop it around so that it doesn't interfere with anything else. Really get that settled in there. And then this is the outside or the right side of your work. You don't see any of those little horizontal lines, and you do see all of these little tiny V's created by your work. I'm going to do one more and then demonstrate again how to flip your work. Again, this is really important to crochet this way because the complex instructions included particularly in Crafty Intentions patterns rely on you working right side out. Left-handed versus right-handed does not matter. You should be able to complete any of my patterns left-handed or right-handed. I have had crocheters test my patterns, even the most difficult ones like the Pixie and the Moon Sprite, to make sure that you can complete them left-handed without issue. The only confusing part may be that my photos in the pattern won't apply to left-handed crocheters, as they will look mirrored to what your work looks like as you work. But you should still be able to follow all of the instructions as written if you are left-handed or right-handed. But no matter what handed you are, you need to be crocheting right side out and not inside out. If your yarn tail is on the outside of your work like that, that is a telltale sign that you are crocheting inside out. If you are inserting your hook from the inside of your work to the outside of your work, that is a telltale sign that you are crocheting inside out. You should be inserting your hook from the outside of your work to the inside of your work. That is how you crochet right side out. I hope that helped.